Everybody, we're back with more Factorio. So the big goal for today is to get a platform capable of flying to Aquilo ready. Fortunately, here's one I did not prepare earlier, but here's one that I watched a YouTube video, and the guy gave me some suggestions on how it might be possible to get this done. So I've never made it a secret that I don't really understand the space stuff. So we're going to do it like this. Ooh. So it's like a full-on, like, all this sort of stuff. Alright, so now the question is, will it automatically request this stuff, or do I have to do this all manually? There should be a function that's like request things, right? Yeah, auto request missing construction materials. Alrighty. So we're going to be doing that. So that's going to be the big background task for today. There's also some, like, of the circuit stuff, like the decoders and all that sort of stuff. What are they called? It's like all this stuff, combinators and whatever else. We're going to have to figure out how to do all that. But it's a pretty simple design, I think, for the most part. The whole point is you want the ship to be as thin as possible. That's the thing that gets measured, basically. So we're going to need rocket turrets, which I don't think I've got on my current platform, do I? I do not, so I'm going to need to get rocket turrets from Glibar. Just going to request, say 50. That should be plenty. Grab up some more copper as well while we're at it. Import from Glibar. Alrighty, so we're gonna start with that, I think. I think we'll do the rounds. So let's send this platform to no, stop. Oh god. What the hell? Okay, this is why I don't bother trying to do this stuff, because I obviously can't figure out how this stuff works. I just literally want to have all the platforms, all the planets on like a, on the same page. Alright. So start with Fulgora. So we'll go Fulgora, Gleba, and then back to Norbus, and then we'll go to Vulcanus on a separate trip. Alright, so that's our rocket ship. So we've got the design basically working in the background. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of tidying up, because I've been looking over my stuff, and there's like, yeah, like all this sort of stuff is just like completely screwed. Same with like down here, like all these miners are becoming defunct now. So a lot of stuff is like starting to fall apart pretty much, which is a little bit concerning. But it is what it is. So huge chunks of the system are just falling apart as we speak. But things are on the move. Okay, Tatsuya side door. I decidedly don't need lamps. The lamps, I think, was just the designers, like, I think their logic was like, well, I've got a tiny bit of space left, I may as well fill it with something. Oh, I don't actually have the turbo material, so I'm gonna have to drop off the turbo material, so that makes sense. So we'll pick up the stuff from Bulgora, then we'll head over to Gleba. While we're on Gleba, we can... no, sorry, we'll go to Gleba, and then when we go to Vulcanus... Sorry, we'll go to Gleba, then we'll come back here. We'll drop off the turbo materials, so at least we've got them. And then we can go back to Vulcanus so they can fill back up on them. Okay, so things are sort of... Things are sort of moving. Not really, but they are sort of moving. So this iron base is starting to run low. Yeah, at some point we're just gonna run out of stuff. Like, there really just isn't stuff anymore. Look at this. This as well. Jeez. At least these bases are still holding strong, so that's good. So we got that going for us, which is pretty nice. Okie dokie. So what can I practically do on the ground here today while we let all this stuff go in the background? I don't need this blueprint. I'll put you in the book of blueprints. Yeah, I really decidedly don't really know what else I can really do. I mean, the big thing is green circuits. Sorry, blue circuits. If I could get more of these being made, that would be nice, but I don't know if it's really possible. It's going to come down to, in large part, once this stuff finally finishes. Which is going to be not for a while, unfortunately. Still got a long way to go with our yellow circuits. We've got plenty of these, though, so we've got more than enough space platform parts to get this stuff done. So really, the key is going to come down to, can I increase production of this? So I know that a lot of the problems with the blue circuits comes down to the fact that green circuit production is not always reliable. It depends on this train, and this train is now finished. Yeah, the iron supply from that train is really good, but the copper supply is not great. So it stores up the resources just fine, but it doesn't last very long, is the problem. Okay, what can I drop off here? There's not really anything to drop off. Don't really want to send down more logistics robots. I guess I'll send down some sulfur, just to make sure that we have a little bit of space. Okay. But yeah, really the whole of today is going to be taken up with that project. There's the project of trying to get the second platform up and running. It's moving. Like, things are happening. So, combinators. I can make combinators. They all have the same... no, they don't. They decidedly do not have all the same materials. Well, 3 of them have the same materials. Okay, so let's do that. I can manually do that. Find an area with a little bit of space. Actually, I may as well just use my blueprints for this, because it's just going to be this. I keep forgetting that I don't want to take the stuff out of the blueprint book. Okay, so, and I'm going to need to figure out how these work. I watched the video, the guy explained roughly how they work, but to be honest, I didn't really understand. I'm definitely not going to need more than 1 stack of each of these things. These things are decidedly not super useful. Alright. So that stuff will get done. It's not going to take terribly long, but it's still going to take some time, at the very least. Okay, so we can feed off some of the copper here. Okay, 1, 2... 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3... And I'll just manually set up a bit of copper cable production here, because why not? We do need it, so let's set it up. We've got all this copper here, so we may as well make use of it as far as I'm concerned. So let's get some more copper cable going. Like, this shit is never going to run out. Unfortunately, it's almost a problem. I've got so much copper ore. Look how much copper ore we've got. We've got 19,000 copper ore in storage. How crazy is that? I don't think I could use all that copper ore if I wanted to. What do these stack up to? 50. We're definitely not going to need 50 of each of these, but if that's what they want, that's what they want. But yeah, we're not going to need 375 of these. Let's go for, like, 10 of these. 375. How do they decide, like, what... We don't have enough logistics space on Fulgora? My goodness, this stuff is filling up faster than I expected. Alright. That's with quality going on. But again, I think quality only makes it worse, right? Because quality adds more, resources that can even go into the boxes to begin with. So I'm making my own worst enemy, is the TLDR. Oh, this one's done. What do you stack up to? You're also up to 50. Reduce the amount that we need to store there. There's no need to store that much. Okay, we got plenty of rockets at least. Okay, I suspect you're probably... Yeah, you're all good. Alright, you can head off to Gleber for now. So on Gleber we're picking up mainly the rocket turrets and agricultural packs, but I'm going to have to drop off low densities and processing units. Yeah, I'm almost really starting to feel out of my depth with Factorio now. A lot of this is beyond my my humble abilities at this game. I'd say all you have to do is just learn everything. Yeah, I know, it's definitely possible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's beyond my current capacity, I think, to some extent. Which is sad, but I'm trying my best, but I really don't know what I'm doing anymore. Simpler threes. Because here's the thing, I reckon we should probably make speed module 3s on this planet. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Right, where is my blueprint? Is this the one I want? I need to cycle through. No, that's not the one that I want. This is the one that I want. Okay. Volcanos. What? There we go. Alright. That was a lot more complicated than it should have been. Surely we've got these materials, right? We don't have the provider chests. Yeah, if I had an easy way to get provider chests over here, there's nothing we can really do, unfortunately. Okay, so these are going to be module 1s, these are going to be module 2s. And these are module 3s. Tungsten carbide. Why am I not storing any tungsten carbide? That's my question. Have I never made tungsten carbide? I have never made tungsten carbide. Hey, no, how you doing? So I'm gonna need to actually do that. So I'm gonna have to go back to the Vulcanus, I think. How you doing, Ina? You doing good? I'm kind of excited to be heading back to Vulcanus, to be honest. I actually really enjoyed this planet. You made your schedule? Nice. That's awesome. Got a lot on? A lot of plans? Or a pretty low-key sort of week? What are we feeling? Got mostly a pretty busy week this week, actually. In terms of streams. Low-key getting back into the swing things, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with taking a low-key week now and then. Because we're gonna have to make tungsten carbide here, so that's actually a completely new resource that I've never made. No, it's not. It's right here. Am I really not... I'm just not storing it anywhere? Wow, okay. Dumb, that's what I am. I'm making tungsten carbide, I'm just not storing it. That's the problem. Okay. Do I have any way of making passive provider chests? Do I still have storage chests? That's the question. I don't know if I do. I do have storage chests. Okay, let's... There's gonna be a really scuffed solution, but I do want to get this stuff started, if possible. Okay, passive provider. I'm not making steel chests, though. Okay, I'm gonna have to make steel chests here too. God, why is all this stuff gonna be so complicated? Am I making steel chests? Apparently I am. No, I'm not making them, I'm just requesting them. Right. I mean, I could easily make steel chests. Who says I can't make steel chests? We may as well. Just one stack should suffice. Guess that's the problem. We're not storing any green circuits. Ah, because this isn't powered. That's not good. Alrighty. So I've managed to make a scuffed solution here, somehow. Okay. Alright, this should work okay. Available on planet 50. So what's the problem? Oh, it's being requested, it just hasn't been shipped. Okay, that's fine. We have so many seeds on this planet, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these seeds. I could burn them, but I don't know if I want to do that. Hey, how you doing, Panda? So many summer flies. They're not summer flies, they're robots. It's my new spaceship that I'm building. But how you doing, Panda? You having a good day? You gonna play Repo with Rim and Azure? Ooh, we're actually out of petroleum. Why do we have such little petroleum? What's happened to all of the petroleum? Yee, nice. Oh, it's because we're making so much plastic. The petroleum's cooked. Damn. Okay. Ah, and all the sulfur's being used for that. Gotcha. Why are you making plastic? Why not? That's why. Do you have a problem with me making plastic? Is it because it's bad for the environment? Nah, it's to make, like, electronics and stuff like that. Yes, I'm destroying the environment? Well, tough luck. That's not- oh god, the aliens are not going to be happy with me. Yeah, when the pollution gets too big, the aliens attack me. Or in the case of this area, I've captured some of the aliens, and so the turrets are just killing all the aliens that spawn. The environment will be fine, Panda, don't worry about it. You stress too much about the environment. It's fine, it's fine. You're the person who doesn't recycle? I mean... I do put things in the recycling bin, but... And I'm sure you already know this, because you're a very smart person, Panda, but... A lot of the times, at least in Australia, recycling is not done very well. It's to the point where, like... I'm not saying there's no point in recycling, but, like... Because of the amount of energy that's used in recycling, essentially, it doesn't actually help the environment. Most of the stuff just ends up going to landfills anyway, sadly. Oh no. Oh no, what? Oh no, I'm stinky. I bet that's what you're gonna say, isn't it? Okay. Well, once the rocket turrets get up into the atmosphere, we'll be good. Why do we have so many eggs? No, the egg situation's fine. That's good. I was a bit concerned there. I thought we were gonna have a situation like what happened before when there was so many eggs that everything was like going to shit. Wait, why don't we have any more rockets? Rocket launchers. Am I making rocket launchers on this planet? I thought I was. I'm making rockets. There's my rocket launchers. What do you guys need? Ah, you don't have any green circuits. Things getting stored, of course, of course. Destroying the environment is kind of required. You can say you're not polluting enough. You're playing Factorio, right? Usually play mods with cleaner energy. That's true. Yeah, there's ways to be environmentally friendly. But yeah, you are right. To a large extent, it's kind of inevitable in this game. Think of it as like Thanos, Panda. You've seen Marvel, right? It's inevitable. Just like Thanos. I cringed inside saying that, but... I haven't seen Marvel, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, I might just send you back to Norvis now. How many rocket turrets do we even need? I don't think we even need that many. How many is even in the blueprint? Only 10. Why am I shipping so many? Inedible, gonna put Ant-Man in Kaz's butt. That's what. Why didn't they just do that to Thanos? Why didn't they just put Ant-Man inside his butt? They would have saved a whole lot of time in like 3 movies if they just did that. They don't think of these things, do they? There we go. Alright. I was wondering why I wasn't moving. I was a bit concerned there for a second. I mean, it's like Thanos himself said, you should have aimed for my balls. My fat fucking nuts. My fucking huge purple balls. He did say that. I can find the clip for you guys if you don't believe me. Okay. What can I do now? I really just need blue circuits. How am I going to get more blue circuits? Apparently red circuits are now the problem. So what's the problem with red circuits? Production's fine, it's just not fast enough. Do we have a lot of speed modules? Because I could potentially... We don't have a lot of speed modules, but we've got enough that I reckon could make do. Yeah, this is like not an advisable strategy, folks, but I'm doing it anyway. Hey, I got an achievement. Craft a speed module 3. Nice. That's very pogged. Okay, you're stopped on Nova, so let's send down all of these things. Send all the things. Do you guys remember old memes? Like the guy that was like, clean all the things. There was that meme of like the dad that was like looking at his son, like the son said something stupid and the dad like looked at him from behind the newspaper. I remember those memes. It was a simpler age, I think. I'll take these things manually just to get them out of the system. And I'll just pop them in storage. So my turbo belts and my rocket turrets I'll just pop in logistics in the network. At some point I was planning to upgrade everything to turbo belt, but I just don't have the attention span for that, unfortunately. Yeah, petroleum is just absolutely cooked. What is actually wrong with petroleum? The problem, it seems, is just that I've got so much light oil that there's like I can't process the light oil fast enough. That seems like that's the issue. Let's grab some speed modules. Let's speed up the petroleum production. Okay, this should burn through our supplies a little faster. We have so much light oil. Why do we have so much light oil? And yet so little petroleum. I really don't understand it. I'm sure there's an explanation. But as for what that explanation is, I could not tell you. So I'm going to need lots of these rocket techs I'm finding. The video that I saw for Aquilo recommended that you should have at least level 8. Whatchamacallit? Missile tech. Rocket explosive tech. That's before you even think about it. And he said, like, once you get to level 12, you can go whatever speed you want. It doesn't matter. The rockets are powerful enough. So realistically, I'm going to have to get to level 12 rocket tech, probably. You're not still resupplying, are you? You are still resupplying. I'm surprised how many oxide chunks we have. I would not have expected that oxide would be the one thing that's giving me a problem. Well, there goes the agricultural science. Didn't last very long. Don't have a lot of ammo, eh? Okay, I might just send you to Vulcanus. There's no point us just sitting here waiting, we may as well fly. But yeah, blue circuits, it seems, are just... That's just the issue. We just don't have enough of these. Alright, now that we've increased production speed... of course. Now we can't get enough, copper cables. It's because we don't have enough copper. That's the main problem. We can supplement this somewhat. No, not cabin. Cable. That should help a little bit. Not going to help much, but it'll help a little bit. There's a... Okay, this can just... flow. We don't need to store this much science. I'm storing so much science unnecessarily. It's kind of ridiculous. I'd like to get more scrap tech, to be totally honest with you, but I don't think that's going to happen. Mining tech would be nice, more productivity. More steel. Steel could be interesting. Belts. Nuclear bombs. Legalize nuclear bombs. Okay, we'll get this tech. This tech is going to be really handy. Trained braking force, may as well. Just research some other crappy techs. Just get some science done. So how are you looking? You got a bunch of materials stored up. We got the nuclear reactors. Oh, sweet. Is all the programming already done for me? Oh, I don't have to think. The programming's already done. Let's go. Oh, that is the best news I've had all week. Yeah, let's get another mining productivity tech. Why not? Why not us? Why not now? Okay, how's electricity going? Because I feel like the electricity supply here is still not really great. Yeah, the sun is even down, and we're already like 20% of the way through our electricity reserves. It's not really a good sign, is it? Okay, how goes things on Vulcanus? Not great. What do I even send down to Vulcanus? There's not really anything that I want to even send down. I have no idea. What do we send down? I never thought that, oxide chunks would be the things that would give me problems. So what do we send? I suppose I can send down some of the speed module 2s. Because then that'll speed up the production later, or rather reduce the amount that we need to make. We can send down some carbon. I think carbon is always useful. To some extent. Yeah, I'm just storing way too much stuff on this platform. All things considered, we're just storing way too much stuff on this platform. Look at all this stuff that we're throwing away as well. Wow. That's all I have to say on that, is just wow. We're throwing away so much stuff. Stuff that we could be using. So heat exchanger. So something else that I can make. Let's make heat exchangers. Heat exchanger sounds kind of like... I don't want to say lewd, because lewd is definitely not the right word for it, but doesn't it sound like... It's like a euphemism, right? Like it sounds like it could be like a euphemism, like, let's exchange heat. And it's like, you know, suspicious. I don't know if I'm crazy for, or out of pocket for saying that. I was really hoping that we would get something something out of this trip to Vulcanus, but apparently we just don't have any cargo capacity. We're not still making... No, we've got plenty of science packs. We're not making science packs still. I don't really want to be throwing away the oxide chunks, because the oxide chunks are way too useful, but I think I might have to. We just have way too many of them right now. Alright, I think we're just going to have to go for it. But there's no space, is the problem. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna have to get rid of this. Alright. So I'm gonna need to use one to link that. This is all belts. Hold all belts, yes. And then I need to enable disable for oxide chunks. It's greater than 40. Greater than 40, not less than 40. Alright, sorry oxide chunks. I'd rather not have to throw them away, but I've got so many. We're one solar panel down, but that shouldn't be too bad, all things considered. There we go, we found a spot to put back the solar panel that we got rid of. There you go, put another solar panel there. Now we're actually net positive. We have more solar energy than we did before. How good's that? Alright, not ideal, but it gives us a lot more space to play with. What is the rocket situation like on this planet? I feel like... Now, the thing is, we just have so many resources stored up, because we've had, like, nothing happening on this planet for so long. Like, Vulcanus has been actually, like, inert for the longest time. We haven't been doing anything on this planet. It's not just that it's been, like, limited production. It's actually been not doing anything, I don't think. For the longest period of time. But now, it's back in business. Send in a bit more carbon. Okie doke. So we're making some heat exchanges, it's good. Is there anything else that we need on this platform that we're not producing? I don't believe so. Available on planet, available on planet, available on planet, available on planet, available on planet. So it looks like everything's good. So these, I think, are just... They're like this because it's not going to be activated until we've built up everything else. Because we don't want to be shipping in like tons of resources that we don't need while we're still actually trying to build the platform. You know what I mean? But we got a long way ahead of us before we're even ready for that. But the design of this is very elegant. That's all that I'm going to say. It's a very elegantly designed rocket ship. The guy in the video, he explained it super well. It was like this German guy. I can't remember his name, and I can't remember the channel name, but... German Factorio guy. He was very well reasoned. He explained why he made the design. He explained his design choices, all that sort of stuff. It was an excellent video. Well worth the watch. So thank you, German Factorio guy. Look at how terrible this design is. Yeah, watch now as now that I've thrown away all of this oxide, now we're going to run out of ice. Oh, we shouldn't run out of ice because we're not flying, so the ice isn't being used up. We're not making science packs, so the ice shouldn't be being used. There should be virtually no consumption of ice, if I'm not mistaken, at this current point in time. I don't know. At this point, even I think I'm overthinking some of this stuff, and that's saying something. Okay. With all due seriousness, how can we actually improve production of blue circuits? Is there anything that can be done without having to refactor like the entire like factory? I really don't think it's possible. The only other option is to upgrade every belt to turbo belt, but I don't think I'm going to be able to move that with that much materials. I don't think I can move that many materials in this amount of time to actually make that happen. I don't think I can. I wasn't really paying attention to how the power supplies stood up either. I reckon we probably need even more solar panels and batteries, to be honest. I guess that's something that we can work on. That's the thing. Whenever I'm not sure what to do, I'm just like, you know what? Let's just put down more solar panels and more batteries. Why? Because it's safe. Because I understand how to do that. It's an easy project. There's nothing scary about solar panels and accumulators. Feels safe putting down solar panels and accumulators. I know that they won't hurt me, no matter what else the world might do to me. Solar panels and accumulators will never hurt me. They're always my safe refuge. I don't like that I keep seeing damage indicators. I think it's just from Gleba, though. It's the aliens that survive the full egg production process. There's a lot of scope for more solar panels and accumulators, that's for sure. And I'd say, but Kaz, you've got nuclear power. Just use nuclear power, man. At this point, I'm committed to the solar meme. I'm so committed to the solar meme that I'm not gonna use anything else. Even if it is, like, super inefficient. At the end of the day, it's serving me very well, so there's really no reason to switch methods. Okay, that's that. Can we switch to accumulators? Where am I putting my accumulator farm? My accumulators are going up this way, so I'll put some more accumulators down too. Because I think the primary problem is that there's not enough accumulators to last through the night. I don't know exactly how power works, so I couldn't tell you, if we're storing like 500 megajoules of power, what does that actually mean? I don't know what that means. Most of you probably don't know what that means. Unless we got like an electrophysicist in the chat. Or as a viewer, which somehow... I mean, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that it's possible. I mean, I think that type of person, if you were watching YouTube content, you probably would be watching a Factorio playthrough. I don't know. Yeah, but I don't know how electricity works, is the bottom line. All that I know is when I flick the power switch, the lights go on. That's about my understanding of electricity. I don't know, at some point, ultimately most power generation is essentially... and this is kind of funny to think about. At the end of the day, like, 99% of power generation is burning rocks. Yeah, I got an achievement. Construct more robots manually than unmanually. Nice. I've been hoping to get this achievement for the longest time, but I've never managed to get it. So I finally got it, which is nice. Alright, so what's the problem? We've got 50 gigajoules of power in accumulators. Our power consumption is at around 300, it's around 400 megawatts. So, how does megawatts translate into gigajoules? So, how long does it take at a rate of around 400 megawatts of consumption? How long does it take to consume 50 gigajoules? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I'm just going to do an eyeball test, because I don't know the math. If the accumulator charge lasts up to the point when the solar panels start coming back online, I'll consider that a partial success. It's a partial success. And if there's still accumulator charge, when the accumulator charge is no longer being used for production, I'll consider that a full success. I was going to set a third criteria if there should be at least 20 gigajoules left over, but it looks like that's not going to happen. So we probably need more solar panels, I think, to do that. If we're over 10, I'd consider that a pretty good achievement then. It looks like we'll be over 10. But not by much. So we had about 20% of our power reserves still going. At the point of transference, which is happening like now. More or less. And that's with the solar panels not even at full capacity. Like, the solar panels actually still have a lot of wiggle room. So I'm pretty confident we'll fill the batteries up again, which is fine. Okay. Not bad, not bad. There's a whole lot of words that probably didn't make a whole lot of sense to most people. Did they even make sense to me? Who knows? Most of the time I don't know what I'm talking about, if I'm being totally honest. Oh, I definitely don't need red transport belt and red underground belt anymore, so those can go back to... those can go back to Vulcanus. They're more likely to be used there, because Vulcanus is almost exclusively red belt at this point. Even then, these blue circuits are still causing problems. Hey, Ichigo, how you doing? I'm losing my mind, Ichigo. I'm slowly but surely losing my mind. You took a nap, so you're great. That's fantastic. Part of me wishes that I took a nap instead of decided to play Factorio today. But I'm doing well. I'm having a good day. I've got some time off work, so I'm loving life right now. Glad to hear you're doing well. Hope all is well with your family and all that. Everyone's taking care. Actually got a decent amount of quality 3s. I've got 2 weeks off, yes, that's right. Just for like the Easter holidays, you know how it is. I brought your daughter for her 4-year-old eye check today. All good, hopefully? Her eyes are fucked. Oh no. Well, that's no good. $6.12. Ooh. That is quite bad, hey? Yeah, I'm not an optometrist, but I know that 2020 is the number that you want to see. So the further away you get from 2020, that's bad. Aw, poor thing. I mean, it could be worse, right? 2020 is the same as 6.6. Really? Oh, so only one of her eyes is not too bad then. Or am I not understanding properly? Like I said, I'm not an optometrist. When it comes to any science stuff, I have no clue what I'm doing. You say that, but it's like, but Kaz, look at this game that you're playing. Isn't this all science? This is all just computers, okay? It's different. It's a distance thing. So she's 2 steps away from a good eye. So does that mean that is she long-sighted or short-sighted? What does that mean? Well, if she's only 2 steps away, that's not too bad, right? How goes all this? Things are going alright, actually. I don't know what any of this stuff means. 6-9 is still considered normal. You can only see large numbers at the same distance. Ah. Okay. As far as I'm aware, my eyes are good, but I can't say I don't remember the last time I went to an optometrist. I remember the last time they're like, yeah, your eyes are fine. I think. Hopefully. Uh, 612 is 2 rows above 66. On like a reading chart, do you mean? Yeah, okay. I was always kind of confused when I went to the optometrists. And I think to some extent my eye tests probably weren't as accurate because you know how they do the thing like is it better first or second, that thing that they always do. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that I lied to them, because that's not accurate. But like if they were about the same, I would still be like, yeah, I think that one was better. I like gaslight myself, I think, into giving like slightly inaccurate answers. Because like I think that one was better because they surely one of them must be better, otherwise they wouldn't ask me, right? Might not be the most accurate. They also did the thing where they like shined like it wasn't like a laser. What was it? Like a macular test or something like that. I can't remember what exactly it was called. They did that. That was really annoying. I have so much uranium. Look at that. That's beautiful. Best one is the comfy one. Comfy one? What's comfy? The eye test? Oh, the LEDs that you chose. I mean, yeah, I think I always chose the one that... I did try and choose the one that was best. But, like... Sometimes I'm not sure there was a best. I think I may have, like, tricked myself into saying that one was better, but they were both the same. Like, I didn't lie. Like, I didn't say, like, huh, I'll trick the optometrist, I'll say that the worst one was better. But, like, genuinely, some of them, I could not tell the difference. But I would still, like, be like, I guess this one, maybe. I think. Well, I wouldn't say it as uncertainly as that. No difference is a valid answer. They don't say that, though. They always say, is it better first or second? They don't say, is it better first, second, or the same? Maybe the optometrists are better trained over there than here. Okay, I just need to send down some copper ore. I need to get rid of this junk. We need space on this platform. So if there's no difference, they'll adjust it a bit more. Maybe I need to go to the optometrist again, eh? As far as I can tell, my eyesight's fine. Considering how much time I spend on a computer every day, my eyesight's pretty good, I think. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work, this setup that I've got here. Let's try something a little different. Input priority left. Okay, watch this, chat. Watch how big brained I am. So we're going to request the copper ore. And since it's got input priority here, it's going to use up the copper ore from here first. So smart. You said you pre-ordered the Switch too, right? Didn't you say, I can't remember, I think it was you that said that like they weren't doing the pre-orders in Singapore right away, right? So was that not a problem in the end? Or is it you're getting the console later? I can't remember exactly what we talked about. Yeah, part of me wants to just treat myself and get a Switch 2, but I'm like, I really don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't know. I'm naturally a person who likes to save money, so like in my head, I really can't justify it. Even though part of me really wants to just be like, just get it, just get it. I almost bought a new PC a few weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago. Because I was just like, man, I want to be able to play like Marvel Rivals on stream and not have the frame rate like be so bad. But my better judgment won. So no upgraded PC for now. I don't know, I find it so hard to justify spending money. Unless it's like a small amount. Like if it's less than $100, it's pretty easy for me to justify it, but anything more than $100, then there has to be like a full-on like mental discussion of like, is this really worth it? What else could I use with this money? Is there a better deal? If you wait a while, can you get a cheaper price? And I think that being frugal is for the most part a good thing, but maybe I err on the side of being too frugal. It's very rare for me to make an impulse purchase. It does happen, but it's very rare. Depends on my mood. Sometimes I'm more in the mood to make impulse purchases than other times. Okay, I think that my solar panel obsession has gotten out of control. I've built up to my oil fields. That is not okay. I've got the solar panels all the way down to the oil fields. That's crazy. That's proof that I've officially lost my mind at this point. It used to be the oil fields was like, that was the frontier between like my base and the wild world. Like, beyond. But now it's just, this is just another day. That's, I don't know how I feel about that. It feels like I'm losing control over myself. To some extent. No. Don't tell me this platform is freaking full again. There's no way this platform is full again. How is it full again? I've got so much copper ore, I don't know what to do with it all. I haven't even started putting in any metallurgic science packs yet. That's not right. At least we got some iron ore again. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, somebody in chat told me the ratio between solar panels and accumulators, but I forgot it, so... But now it seems like things are fine. It seems like we've got the power situation mostly pretty good. Could be better, could be worse. Ideally, I'd like to have around a 40% or 50% even buffer in the accumulators, but the power's in the accumulators to be used, right? It's not there to look pretty. You know, that's my job. I don't need to just be storing electricity just for the fun of it.